What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you guys can hear me today. I know last week we had some audio issues, for some, anyways, not for everybody. But this is Heck and Steve with me tonight. So
What's
let's
up,
welcome
guys?
him. I'm just pulling up some of the stuff on my end for the giveaways. Got everything kind of laid out here, but you jump in here.
Yeah, I just got off of work, man. So like my brain is still like
I hear you. That's how it goes. It's typical Friday night. Now, do you work the weekends? Or are you totally
uh
off?
part-time. I work 4 hours, like 2 hours each day as my
Gotcha.
mom's home health aide.
I hear you.
Oh, now I can see the
Right.
comments. It's a little different whenever you
I'm still getting used to StreamYard myself, so yeah, it's definitely different than when I was doing it on YouTube. There's like pros and cons to both of them, but the only downside with StreamYard, I know you're familiar with StreamYard, you can't like pin the comments, so you can highlight them on screen. And I don't
mhm.
know if it gives you access to that, but like if we pull up, let's see, let's do Brando here. You'll pull them up here like that, so it does
Yeah.
help, but it's not like clickable links. So, and what's up, Brando? All good over here. How's everybody doing tonight, though?
Yeah, it doesn't allow me to like put them on the screen. You'd have to make me like I think like a co-owner or something, but you don't need to do
Gotcha.
that. I'll just read them because I can see them.
Sounds good. Perfect. Perfect. All right, guys. So we're just kind of getting acclimated here because this is my first time ever having anybody on StreamYard before. Actually, I had Jigsaw on that one time. So you're not number one, but you're number one with the live streams at least. So you got
Oh
that.
yeah. Sweet.
So I know you're a big Jigsaw fan. So
Yeah. Well, people ask me to do live streams all the time, and I just haven't done it yet. I prefer to
yeah,
just kind of like jump on y'all streams. That way I could just be like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. And I just run away. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that, but I do
I
plan to
hear
do
you.
like live streams in the future. It's just like right now,
It's
I
been a
just
blast.
rather.
Everybody seems to be enjoying it, so it's been a good time.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, it's
RC from the
definitely
NYC. What's up, man?
RC's always with us on Friday nights. Good dude. And I said jigsaw, not jigsaw
Yeah, I was about to say, we don't
for
want to
that
hang
one.
out with Jigsaw, man.
No. Well, maybe. Might be a good time. No?
I
All
don't know
right,
about
let's
that,
see
man.
what we got.
You got some
Let
giveaways
me
going
see.
down tonight, right? You got a bunch of
Got
stuff
some
to give away.
giveaways. So I've got 3 giveaways tonight. And the first one's going to be, and this is kind of hanging out here just because I was just a butcher when I unboxed this for my review video, but this is basically a wireless. Um, Basically, what it does is you have a transmitter and a receiver, and it turns. It's basically a wireless HDMI cable, so really
Oh, okay.
cool. And this one I actually tested out with Fortnite, which I do play Fortnite quite a bit actually. And this guy right here actually carries me across the map most of the time that I'm playing. So that's fun fact for you guys about Steve here. So
Yeah, I'm not the greatest at that game for sure, but I definitely am pretty good at negative, positive reinforcement. So it's
there
like
you go. There you
if
go.
uh if retro gaming guys is not picking up his slack, I'm just like you fucking, I cuss a lot by the way, but yeah, I cuss people out, man. I yell at people, and
It's a good time. It's a good time.
I do apologize for it afterwards. But when you're in the heat of battle, there is no
Hey,
forgiveness.
anything goes. Anything goes. Yeah, I'm not bad when I play by myself, but I don't know duos or we tried to squad up the other night, and that was a quick game.
Yeah, when we play on the weekends, that's when all the tryhards are on because they're not at school. Because we're just sitting there
For
playing
sure.
probably with a bunch of 10 and 12-year-olds, and
There you go.
they get on like late weekend nights, and they're like, let's smoke some fools, and that's exactly what happened that time. But usually we do okay, and we get like 2 wins a night or 3 wins a night. We got three in a
Usually,
row
yeah.
the other week.
That was a good night. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get back to that. So the first giveaway, yep, is going to be the wireless HD extender here, and we've got 22 minutes on that. So I'm going to give you guys a link here to enter to win that. If you guys have not, come across that link so far, I usually do a video on like Sunday nights or Mondays. So I'm going to drop that in there. This is clickable. So there you go. RC's got the the proper way to say that on a live
Oh,
stream.
fudge. Someone else asked, has anyone tried to hook up a preloaded drive to an Xbox One? I'm pretty sure you can't play media files off a hard drive to an Xbox One. It would probably ask you to format it. Now, in the 360 days, you could,
Good
but they
info. Yeah, I haven't.
kind of did away with that because they don't want us to have anything fun.
Well, yeah, I know that you can. I know you can go into like dev mode and you can do some stuff with emulation, but I've not done any of that because I'm just scared that they're going to somehow eliminate me from using my Xbox if I do
Smash
anything
you.
like that. So, pretty much. So, yeah, I haven't done it, but I know people that have done that with like the 360, and they've had good luck with it. If you can get a 360 that's not sensitive to everything, because I've had some bad luck with 360s with
Mhm.
the red ring of death and all that garbage that goes along with it sometimes. But they have certain models that are a little bit better than others, I suppose.
You know what's
All in all, pretty
crazy?
sensitive though.
Crazy about Red Rings and 360. I've owned, I think, 7 360s in my entire life. Bought
Wow.
one of them new, 6 used, and all the used ones never broke on me. But the one that I bought new after a month at Red Ringed, and it was the slim model too, which I thought they couldn't even do that. But
Yeah,
it
I
did.
forget off the top of my head, yeah, what the which version it was that was experiencing that less. It might have been that one, but yeah, I don't know. I've had shitty luck with 360s myself, so but at the same time, I've had terrible luck with 360 emulation as well. So,
Mhm.
there's not many options that you have. And then Xbox doesn't want to let you have all the fun games from the past. Like, you get your main games, I suppose, like your real popular stuff, your Gears of War, your stuff like that, Halo, of course. But I like obscure titles, and all of the classic stuff that I like isn't available.
Right. Well, I'd be wanting to play those old wrestling games, but because of music licensing and stuff and having, I guess, to pay royalties, they don't want to make them compatible with modern consoles.
That's true, right? And then with being able to bring them onto YouTube and stuff, that's a challenge that I have whenever I dive into we were talking about this earlier, how I jump into games a lot for PC reviews and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anytime I go into some of my favorite titles, I have to go into the audio and eliminate the soundtrack and stuff. And then people will naturally comment, "Oh, you don't have the right ROM because you're missing the soundtrack." And it's like, I'm just trying to not get bombarded with issues here on YouTube.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
Tony Hawk Pro
exactly, man.
Skater 2 is one of my favorite games. It's got the best soundtrack of like alt rock from like late 90s, early
Mhm.
2000s, but you can't I'll end up all my content will go to like Papa Roach or whoever the artist is, Rage Against the Machines on there.
Yeah.
So
It's unfortunate, man. Like, you would think it'd be the opposite because you're kind of like promoting by using it for free. You know what I mean?
you would think it's like that with the YouTube shorts too, because I'm always trying to figure out like better ways to get used to diving into short form content because I'm newer to that stuff. And they say don't put like music on your shorts because you'll end up having to obviously split revenue and whatnot with whoever you put the track on there for.
Yeah.
Well, it don't the algorithm picks up that stuff better than if you don't have music. Like I'll do the same video or the same short with music on there versus without any music on there. And the stuff that has the soundtrack always gets picked up. It does thousands of views. The stuff that has no music gets like 20 views. It's pretty crazy.
It makes sense,
So yeah. So all right, let me dive into these questions and comments a little bit here. Let
Yeah.
me just check the time on so we've got 18 minutes left on the first giveaway tonight. And I know a few people asked about the other giveaways. So let me dive into the second one. And yes, the RetroBeast light gun drive from Kris CoolMod is going to be the last giveaway. Amazing setup. I did a full dive into that. I think my longest video is like an hour 15 to go through everything that offers. So that is going to be available here. That's the last giveaway. But the second giveaway here, I want to give you guys a link to. This is my personal favorite budget friendly handheld game console. Now, I say budget friendly because this is like 75 to 79 bucks, depending where you get it. Definitely has some amazing capabilities, though, being that it's a cheaper, price point. So, Steve, do you have any familiarity? Let me phrase that right. Do you have any experience, rather, that's the proper word, with handheld consoles. Are you a handheld guy or more
Oh
like
yeah,
PC console?
man. I dabble in just about all of it, man. As far as gaming goes, I'd say like the only system I probably never played was the Virtual Boy. Everything else I've pretty much played.
I've
Um,
never played that either.
Grew up with the original Game Boy, got a Game Boy
Mm-hmm.
Color, then an Advance, then an SP, then a DS, then a DS Lite. You know, I've had them all.
All right, so you've gone through all that stuff. I'm The last handheld that I had was like a Game Boy Advance. In all honesty, like I've played everything, but that is the last one that I had. I've never been like a big gamer on the go.
Yeah,
And I had the Steam Deck, which I loved, but I did a video talking about why I got rid of it. And it was more so that I just wasn't using it as a handheld. I had it docked and I was using it like you would, a regular gaming PC. And it was literally next to my gaming PC. So it just made no sense for me.
I had one too,
But
and I got rid of it because, well, one, the battery life is like 2 hours. I don't know what the hell they're trying to say by saying that it's like 4 to 6 hours. No
mhm.
way. Maybe if you're like
Really?
reading on it, but and it gets really hot, and it has like
Yeah.
massive ventilation on it, and so like it's
Hmm.
just blowing hot air on you, and you could probably guess that me being a thick boy, I don't want to be hot. So I definitely don't want to hold something that's basically a heater. And
Well,
also it kind of, at the time when I had it, I just like I had so much already. And so
hmm,
like I couldn't enjoy everything I had. I was like, something's got to go.
yeah,
Might as
that's
well be
where
the
I was
Steam
at
Deck since I have the gaming PC, you know?
because you were literally steaming off of it. I gotcha.
Yeah.
If you were up here in the Northeast in the winter, you might want that portable heater. But were you mostly modern gaming on there, diving into like Xbox and stuff like that, or were you doing retro stuff?
Man, I was just playing stuff that was in my Steam library. And, you know, I'm not
Okay,
ashamed to admit it. Like, I was playing House Flipper and American Truck Simulator because I like chill ass
there you
games
go.
like that.
Okay,
It's a breath of
yeah,
fresh air to do something that's not, like Fortnite or, any other
yeah.
competitive game.
I'm the
So,
same way.
but yeah, even
Let's.
just playing something like House Flipper, man, I'd get like 2 hours out of it before I
That's
had to plug it in.
See, I didn't run into that issue because I always had the damn thing plugged in. I was using it, docked, so
Yeah.
didn't have those issues. But yeah, that's for it to overheat with those is definitely not good because those are not super demanding, or they shouldn't be, anyways. Um,
Yeah. See, Icon said he still got his PSP and loves it apart from the battery. I mean, I love PSP as well. And then
PSP is good.
somebody else earlier was actually asking you a Raspberry question.
I was just trying to pull that one up actually, and I got this one here. Kris CoolMod's builds work with at new. They work with mini PCs. Yeah, I actually just set it up on a Ace Magician for a buddy of mine. I have mine going on the Camrui AMO8 Pro, I think it is. Last bigger scale mini PC that I reviewed here on the channel. So yeah, it should. It just depends on the specs. I think that's the biggest thing, and then you are going to be plugging in a lot of things into it. So I mean, you could run into issues with some lower end mini PCs there. It just depends. I mean, every mini PC is very different, even if they look the same.
Yeah.
And I do want to shout out RC here, who's always super supportive. Thank you so much. That always helps with the shipping costs on the giveaways. Same here as
Yeah.
James 1992. Really appreciate that. And he says, let's get them likes up. So let's do it. I don't know if I have the like count on my end here, but
You're
um,
currently at 49, and
all right. Well, some
I
people
liked
aren't
it too.
liking. Oh, okay, I didn't like it, so I'll have to like myself later, I guess. But
That's about the Oh, it's up to
let's see.
70 now. I had to
There we go.
refresh.
Just got to give you guys the nudge, but that's James giving you guys the nudge. I'm always slow with the self promotion and all that stuff. So what do we have here? Let's see. Up here in the Northeast, a hot laptop is great in the winter. Aside from the chestnuts roasting, well, there you go. That would
Yeah.
be a problem. That would be a problem. But last time I talked to you, Steve, when you were down, we had like a snowstorm, and you said it was like 13 degrees down there or something like that. Is that
Yeah, it was pretty brutal, man. I mean, that's
is
pretty
very
cold for some North Carolinians.
yeah, that would. I mean, that's cold for us up here. So
Right
at
now
the
though, it's
time, I
like
think we were like
56, I
negative.
think.
No, all right. Well, it's not 56 here. It's freezing. So you got us beat there. I'm
Well,
jealous.
I'm closer to the equator.
There you go. All right. So Brando, and I'm always slow with my live chat stuff here. So I jump all over the place, and I always tell people because I don't want to come off as rude or that I'm ignoring you guys. I'm slow with this stuff, and every time I respond to somebody, it's like a long process, especially now that we've got another person here to chat with. So if you guys ask questions and you think we're dodging you, just hit us up again down here. So is there a good website to learn how to properly put the Raspberry into the cabinet? I'm trying to learn as much as I can. So are you modding like an arcade one up? Because Retro Gaming Guy has a video on that. That's
I know
going
that guy.
back a ways. Yeah, we've heard of him. So I did like a full. What did I? It was the Final Fight one. This was going back like 2 years now. I'm going to mod this back here, and you can see I have a mess behind me. This is my T2 cabinet that I've now started to take apart because I am going to mod it, but I might have damaged the screen a little bit on this, so waiting on a replacement. Yeah,
Oh
good
man.
times. Not the screen. The screen's good. It's the bezel. I got the idea, so I'll give you guys a scoop on this. I was going to try to ignore it, but it's literally laying right here. It's in good shape. It's just the side piece is off, so I laid it down. Um,
I agree with
so
Alan.
with
Arcade Punks is good for Pi stuff. It's actually good for emulation in general, man. If you want to get some preload like data packs for your PC, I used to do that.
They're a good community on there too. I've talked to some of the dudes behind the scenes, and they're on point. So they are a good place. It can be a challenge sometimes for people that are new to this stuff, though. I will say that their instructions are not always super straightforward because they try to cover a wide range of things. But
Mhm.
um, every build is a little bit different depending on what you're getting off of there. But yeah. So, anyways, with the cabinet here, I want to put Kris CoolMod setup, which I'm giving away tonight. I want to put that in there, but the downside is it doesn't work with Sinden. Sinden has like the borders on the screen, and what's nice about that is you don't need sensors. Well, with Gun for IR or retro shooters, you need the sensors. So now you have to figure out how to put the sensors into the arcade one-up cabinet. So I was like, well, I'll just put them, kind of behind the bezel, and I was putting holes in the bezel. Super careful. I got through 3 of 4. Last one cracked it right in the corner. So I was like,
Man.
yeah.
That's
So
been a problem with those arcade one ups too, man. They're just like very delicate.
yes, they certainly are. And I mentioned that and I just reviewed this. I was putting it together anyways. I was like, might as well review it as it is before I mod it. And that's something I talk about always. Anytime I talk about arcade one up, you're gonna have dings on the damn thing, like whether you are super careful or not. In fact, I had one on the T molding for the riser right out of the box. Like didn't even have a chance to do it myself. It had a little ding right in the corner. So I think that, especially for the price point, I mean, this was, if you paid retail, I didn't luckily, but if I paid retail, it'd be $700 for this. The
Oh
quality,
man.
they're not
Yeah,
worth $700. So
definitely not. Even with the free stool.
yeah.
Because some of them come with the
T2.
stool.
Yes. Yeah. This one doesn't. Well, this one, because for light gun, you'd be standing up anyways, I think. I mean, you could sit, I suppose, but yeah, some of the Pac-Man and I think the Ninja Turtles might come with there's a few that come with the, with that, which is cool to have. But you have some questions about your beard here. So I think that's for you. What beard oil do you use?
I don't.
Okay. That's an easy
Don't
one
use
then.
beard oil. I actually only wash it like twice a week too. So that's the trick.
There
Is
you
don't
go.
wash it a lot. But obviously when you do wash it, you want to do it twice. Like when you get your hair cut at the barber, they always wash your hair twice when you have them wash your hair. Yeah, that's how
Hmm.
you do it. Cause like the first round is supposed to like take the dirt out of your hair, and then like the second round is supposed to actually clean your hair. So twice a
Good to
week,
know.
2 times each time. So that's how you do it.
That could be a tutorial, I think. I think you can get into that.
Yeah. Fat
There you
dude
go.
with beard gives you hygienic advice about your beard.
Hey, hey, I'd watch. All right. So we've got Kentucky here. That reminds me of Kentucky Ballistics, which I shared the intro music to, and that
Yeah.
was a big reason as to why I switched up. I get that all the time in like my older videos. Why did you steal his music? It's like I licensed it
Kentucky.
just like he did. Damn.
Yeah. And it sounds like that God, Collective Soul song.
Collective Soul, and then I get Nirvana a lot too. There's a Nirvana song off of I think it's Nevermind. It's one of like the
B-sides.
one of the two songs off the album that's not a smash hit.
Yeah.
I forget what it is. It's like School or something like that, but it does sound very similar. But that's what you get with a lot of that music that you can kind of license with other stuff on those websites. It's
Yeah.
stuff that sounds similar but not too similar.
Well, there's only so many power chords too. You know what I mean?
This is true. If you break down the fundamentals of rock music, there's not that many variations.
Oh, Tom says he's a fellow ginger bearded brother, and he agrees with me. He says it's good advice. Favorite
go.
metal band? Now that's tough because would you count like I know like sometimes they call it like modern punk. Like this isn't my favorite metal band by the way, but like I Prevail for example or A Day to Remember,
Mhm.
that doesn't really count as metal, right? Even though it's kind of heavy.
It depends on who's asking you the question and what generation
Yeah,
you're from, because metal for some people is like Black Sabbath and
right. Which is great.
Metallica,
Yeah.
which is good. Or it's bands that I don't even know, who would be current these days because I'm getting older.
Like
So
Between the
yeah, it
Buried and
just
Me, Volumes, stuff like that. The thing about me, man, is I like love music. So if
mhm,
it's not Nicki Minaj or Iggy Azalea, I pretty much like it. Like I just
I
don't like
gotcha.
modern female rap.
Hmm.
Um, so I mean, some of my favorite metal bands of all time would be like Metallica, Dream Theater. Oh man, I'm gonna have to pull up my damn. I need to get my CD collection put on the wall. It's like I'm on the spot now. But I mean, Ozzy
Yeah,
Osbourne, Black Sabbath is great as well. And
you
then like
can't go wrong with
modern,
that.
yeah, modern metal, I'd say like Killswitch Engage, All That Remains, Atreyu, Volumes, like I said.
Atreyu I listened to yesterday, and that was like I haven't probably listened to them since I saw them last, maybe I don't know, 18 years ago. Like I feel like 2006. I think they opened for like Corn or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, someone said
So
Dragon Force. Absolutely, man. I love Dragon Force.
I was just
Yeah,
watching Dragon Force's YouTube channel yesterday, actually.
Herman Lee actually he goes on
Yeah,
Twitter, not
yeah.
Twitter, on Twitch
Okay,
like almost every other day. But Atreyu is actually one of my favorite bands.
nice.
And someone said
I
Fozzy. So I mean, I guess that's technically hard rock. That's Chris Jericho's band. I actually named my
yeah.
cat after that band, which is hilarious.
I
I don't know
had
if he
Fozzy's
knows that or
first
not.
two albums, and that's going back like I mean that was before social media and all that when you could listen to them and not even know that Chris Jericho was in the band. And I've
Mhm.
always been a wrestling fan, but I didn't even know that he was the singer when the first album came out. I think he was still in WCW then,
Yeah.
or maybe he had just jumped over. So yeah, I go back a long ways with Fozzy. Motorhead, that is a good one. I
Mhm.
saw Motorhead a long time ago.
I love Arch Enemy and Children of Bodom. Someone said Breaking Benjamin. I mean, Breaking Benjamin is kind of what they call butt rock, but I love that too. I have a lot of their albums. And also Dance Gavin Dance. I always forget about that band, but I literally listen
Hmm.
to them every day, and they're
Really,
so unique. But
I'm
I
all over
guess
the
they're
place
technically
with
metal.
music.
Me
Yeah,
too, man.
yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I listen to a little bit of everything. Lately, I've been listening to, so today or today or yesterday, I was watching Herman, who is with Dragon Force, who I think
Mhm.
is like the nicest guy. He was going through, basically, he would like pick whatever people are talking shit about and kind of dissect stuff. So he was watching Machine Gun Kelly play the guitar and like evaluating whether he actually plays or not, which I know is a hot topic with him. But yeah, he just seemed like the nicest guy. So I've subscribed now to the Dragon Force channel. But I haven't listened to Dragon Force in a long time. I saw them a long time ago too. But there's
They're
a lot of bands that are still kicking that I haven't listened to in a long time.
one of their best songs is a song that like nobody knows because it's a B-side on one of their albums, but it's called Trail of Broken Hearts. It's like a soft ballad.
Hmm.
And so it's like a soft, pretty song. And then of course when you get to the solo, it's your standard Dragon Force just
Yeah,
so
sweeping. Yeah,
yeah. So you definitely gotta check that song out. But
I'll have to check
someone
that out.
also said they want to hear our thoughts on Vince and Brock allegations.
Who?
Vince McMahon and Brock Lesnar.
Oh. Okay, we can tackle that. Let me hit up Brando, who's been sitting here on the screen, and then we can dive into Vince McMahon. Yes, and which is the current Raspberry Pi is the Pi 5. In fact, I've been working with somebody that's doing some thumbnail stuff for me, and you may have noticed I've got some like nice thumbnails, and then I've got like the shitty ones that I put out. So I'm going to tackle the question that I seem to be getting all the time now is should you be buying Raspberry Pi products to dive into retro gaming with? And I think you probably shouldn't because there's better options out there. But I'm going to tackle that subject in a video very soon. But yeah, the
I'd
Raspberry
say
Pi 5.
if you're balling on a budget, Raspberry Pi 4 will do just about all the systems you probably want. How much is the
Yeah,
5 going to be? I didn't even know that they were making one.
well, it depends. If you can get it direct, it's affordable, which is what their goal always was. But the problem is that there's no way for them to really, reinforce that people aren't just grabbing these up and flipping them on Amazon and stuff for 2x or 3x. So that could be a video for you to tackle because you do the, all the
Scumbag
collectors
reseller
and
stuff. Yeah.
scumbag reseller stuff. So it's very much that where there's only a handful of places that Raspberry Pi distributes to, and then people can go in there, get on the wait list, and as soon as they get a notification that they're in stock, I think you have a limit of like 4 units or something. But how do you enforce that? I have how many email accounts myself? Probably 3 or 4.
And a
You can, I
VPN, you're
mean,
good to go.
exactly. I mean, anybody can go in there and still clear out, you just ship it to your parents' house, your friend's house, or whatever, and you can clear out their inventory in a couple clicks.
Hmm.
And there's no way for them to really combat that, really. So,
Yeah.
and yeah, so Joshua May is always super informative here. i5 just isn't worth it yet, maybe in the future with optimization, but still say secondhand Optiplex or mini PC would be better. Absolutely, yeah. The G2 and G3 for even the HP Elite Desk is a great option too. And I did a video where you can get those for $100, and of course now it's like maybe 110, 115. Prices just seem to be going up and up in some cases. My video on that probably didn't help because it got a lot of views, and I'm sure people started buying it from that. But yeah, there's lots of options out there that I think will get you into way more than a Pi can get you into. And with a Pi product, doesn't matter which one you get, you still have to get your cooling fan case, your accessories. I mean, they don't even give you a power supply cable. They literally just give you the board. So you do have to piece everything together. So it does
Yeah.
add to your overall cost to get into it. But Megadeth, that's another good one. Megadeth is one of those bands that I love live and I don't listen to as much like driving around in the car and stuff like that. I'm like that with Metallica too.
Yeah.
Not to go off the deep end on a topic we already addressed, but yeah, Megadeth and Slayer and all the classic thrash bands I'm a big fan of.
It's
So are we
8:30,
diving
sir.
into the it's 8:30. Okay. Let me see. I had so many windows open. All right, so
Well,
let's do
we
the
talk about
winner.
Vincent Brock in a minute. Nah, we don't really have to.
I was I sent you a picture of the Jolly Ranchers that I got with their interesting new slogan on the back, which is
Keep
mildly perverse. And I was thinking, geez, this might be Vince McMahon's favorite candy right here.
Oh man.
All right, so for the BMOSTE 4K wireless HDMI transmitter, I just got to go in here and click a bunch of buttons, so don't mind me. We're going to select one random winner here. And I always wanted to do these things where it like spins everybody's stuff, but some people don't want their information out there. Not that I'm going to share their information, but some people are funny about even their name being like on a screen and stuff. I've had some people reach
Yeah.
out to me like, I want to enter, but I don't want you to share any of my info. So that's been what's kind of kept me away from that. But Jason Beans is the winner of the 4K wireless transmitter and receiver. And I hope I'm saying that right. It might be. I'm so bad with pronouncing names on here, and it's like never a John Smith or anything like that. So I'm going to actually drop this into the live chat here because maybe you guys could tell me the proper pronunciation on that.
It might be Baines, but I mean,
Beans.
if it is
It's
Beans,
never.
then he's now known as the Bean Man.
There you
The
go.
Bean Man wins.
There you go. All right. So the next one is the Trimui handheld game console, which is going to be this link I'm throwing at you guys right now in the live chat. So you should be able to click on that if you haven't already entered to win. and we've got
I'm
27
about
minutes
to
on
enter
that.
that.
So do it, do it.
I actually haven't done this yet. Okay, so you just put your name on there and then your email address.
That's all you got to do. And it goes
All
into
right,
my end there, and I just pull the random winners from it, and then I have your email so I can contact you if you're the lucky winner. So,
cool.
and actually, I think I told you the first time I ever did this, and anybody that's been here since the beginning of these live streams, I was like, I'm gonna do, to kick everything off with a bang. Let's do 2 mini PC giveaways, both of which were, I want to say, like, one was a little bit lower end, like maybe 350. The other one was like a $500 mini PC. And the same dude won both of them. And at the time, I announced it 2 weeks before. Now I just do like 5 days before. So I
Yeah,
had a lot more eyes on that first one. And out of, I think there was like 2,000 entries, and this guy won both of them.
talk about
Turned
being
out to be,
lucky, man.
seriously. So I actually had him send me his lotto number picks. They didn't hit, but I figured it was worth a shot because, I mean, what are the odds on that? I'm sure somebody could crunch those numbers, but it ain't gonna be
Shanny
me.
Stiddy Wart says, "I like cake, not the band, but the food." I like cheesecake, and if you don't like cake, you're a loser. So, what does that say about you?
And Josh, are you talking about the band or the food? Because I could definitely get into the food and cake the band. I'm okay with them. Kris CoolMod's here. What's up, Kris? So we are doing your giveaway on your setup, and for those that don't know, you should know. Kris CoolMod makes these amazing, basically, I don't know if plug and play is the right word, but these pre-configured setups that are absolutely amazing, and that's our main event giveaway, if you will, tonight. The light gun setup, which I reviewed last week, it's absolutely amazing. I was just helping a buddy of mine set up his on his mini gaming PC, and he's using an Ace Magician. God, I forget the model number, but it's like $350, $400 price point or so. So it's not as much as the one that I was setting everything up on my end here. But yeah, you can definitely use them on mini PCs. I know there's a lot of people asking that.
I almost ended up buying a mini PC instead of building a new gaming PC a couple months ago because I was just tired of having such a huge box that I have to like set somewhere. Like with a mini PC, you could just mount it on the back of your monitor and it doesn't take up much space at all.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
and they're just getting better and better now. The specs are just getting so souped up on those. I
yeah.
just got in, and actually, this goes out to my buddy Gen Master B, and I think Jen, you got a B-Link Sur 7, I believe, right? Because you were asking me about it for a while, and I think you pulled the trigger on it. But I just got mine in today, actually, so I'm going to be reviewing that. But that's a pretty expensive mini PC. I think they want like, I forget what I paid, like $750 or something like that. It's got some impressive specs, but I'm definitely interested to see if it's worth it because the Sur 6 Max is right below that. The specs aren't far off, and the price point's like $200 less. So I'm definitely interested to see. So you've
Yeah.
had a good experience with it. That's awesome. That's awesome. So that's good. It gives me a little insight. I
Yeah. The
always try
mini
to
I was
steer
looking
clear
at.
of. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say the mini I was
No, no,
looking at
go.
had that Ryzen 9 in it, and it was like
Yeah.
600
Yep.
bucks, I think.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, the Ryzen 9's good. I mean, it's if you're going to be just into retro gaming, and I know you're not, but for those that are, it's probably overkill for most things. But I mean, yeah, it definitely handles quite a bit.
Yeah.
So
And just to
I was trying
clarify,
to
I like
steer
retro
clear.
gaming too.
Well,
I
most of
got
your
some
stuff
old
on your
new.
channel,
Yeah, I mean, like
I see a lot of 360
there's
stuff
Pokemon.
there. There you go. I
Yeah,
see a lot of 360 over there behind you.
you remember this classic right here?
I had that one actually not too long ago, but I had no, it was the Genesis one that I had.
Yeah, it's good
Yeah,
stuff, man.
that's a good one. It's a good one there.
Got a lot of love for
Appreciate it,
cheesecake
Kris.
in the comments, man.
It's fun. I'm not. Where are all these comments about cheesecake? I didn't see any of them except for Josh's comment.
Psycho said cheesecake is the best. New York style is my favorite, just nice and plain with a graham cracker crust. And then Matt Vet Raider said, I'm an old army cook and I make the best cheesecake.
There we go. I had to scroll up. For once, I'm actually at the most current ones here, and thank you to Kris CoolMod there. I appreciate that. That will help with the shipping of everything tonight in the giveaway. So thank you so much. And for anybody that, again, is just joining us, check out Kris CoolMod's channel. He jumps into his setups on a regular basis, and his videos are outstanding. Kris, you've got a sweet setup over there, too. I will say that. The RGB lighting and all that stuff, incredible. So let's see. Key lime cheesecake. All right, we're getting into some specialty stuff.
Key lime.
We got more. What's up with Vince McMahon and Brock
Well, I
getting
tell you,
erased?
I'll say
There
this
we
about
go.
Vince McMahon. You know, he was a heel on TV for like 20 years. He probably just forgot to turn off being a dick when he got off TV. And, you know, and then another thing I heard is he's supposed to pay this lady $3 million to be quiet and only paid her one. So, I mean, he backed out on the deal. That's on him. You know, obviously he shouldn't be doing that horrible stuff to begin with, but like you could at least do what you say you're going to do as compensation, which I think $3 million for getting poo-pooed on is a pretty fair deal. You know, not to
After
get
the
too
fact, yeah.
deep
I
into
mean, I would
details.
imagine. I would imagine that she was on payroll throughout all of this too. I'm not saying that that is by any
Yeah.
means good behavior. It's not. But if you're if you have an agreement, just to go off of what you said, wouldn't you just pay that off and not get erased as
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he doesn't have billions of dollars, but
I mean, and he just got all the money now from selling to, or whatever. I know he wasn't the sole owner
TKO.
or anything, but yeah, TKO
Yeah.
paid a fortune for WWE and their
Mhm.
library and all that stuff. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, $3 million seems like pocket change. Wouldn't you just pay that and not have to now potentially get erased? I mean, you can't erase Vince McMahon or Brock Lesnar, just not possible. Just like you can't erase Chris Benoit, despite the heinous things that he's done.
Mhm.
They're still, they're still having a presence in the history at the very least.
Yeah, not to
But
like
yeah,
make light of the whole situation because I think there was like some assault and stuff involved in that. Um, but you know, I joke about everything, so
no,
but it's still horrible.
it is, and you know, it's just strange that he wouldn't pay that and keep it under wraps, and now, he's going to never, have any place in any of that stuff now, even if all this stuff wasn't true, and I don't think it's hard to believe that it likely was, but
Yeah.
yeah,
What's up, Kris
yeah.
CoolMod? So you said hey.
And Joshua here, yeah. Let's see.
More
Here. Oh,
cheesecake,
hold on.
pumpkin pie cheesecake. I think what we did here is we need to all go out and get some cheesecake because everybody in the chat needs cheesecake.
I think so.
You got some
I think
cheesecake gift
so.
cards to give away?
Maybe for next week we'll do that.
Yeah, Cheesecake Factory, man. Here we come.
There you go. Does everybody have Cheesecake Factory? As we have it here, you must have it there. You knew what it was. Is
Mhm.
that a nationwide thing? It must be, right?
It has to be. I mean,
I would
I'm
think
pretty
so.
sure it is. I've never eaten there though.
Really?
I heard it's really
They
expensive.
have. It's pricey. They have. They're like one of those. They pull out a notebook and that's the menu.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a binder. They
that's what
cover
I
everything.
heard.
They have pasta for 2 pages, pizza, burger, steak, like everything you can imagine. And it's. I mean, I haven't had everything, but it's pretty good.
What's up, Bone
So let's
Chief?
see.
No
Cheesecake in New
cheesecake.
York. You gotta have Cheesecake Factory in New York for sure.
T Dog, what's up? No Cheesecake Factory in Australia, not in Oklahoma. J Max said Charlotte. So that's the Cheesecake Factory that I have, the one that's in Charlotte. It's at the South Park Mall,
There you go.
which I am never ever going to, by the way. I don't like
Yeah.
crowds. I get anxiety.
Okay. Gotcha. Nothing in Maine. That's interesting. All right. I feel like Maine's more like, and I've only been to Maine a handful of times. So I feel like it's more like mom and pop stuff. At least where I went, there wasn't a lot of like the chain stuff, but that seems to be changing a lot.
And seafood.
Junior's cheesecake, that's good. Seafood, of course, yeah, and it's a lot of like local stuff. At least the parts that I've been to around the Portland area.
Yeah.
Got it in Texas there. Got it in Orlando. All right, so I guess we're gonna have to do some gift cards for Cheesecake Factory. We'll
Unless you
do it.
live
Why
in
not?
Maine, then we'll have to get you like a Red Lobster gift card or something.
Oh, that seems like that wouldn't be allowed up there.
Yeah, you're probably right. We'll find a local shop. We'll phone your
There you
order in.
go.
You go pick it up.
There you go. Bill's
Bill's
Mafia. Thank
Mafia.
you so. I like that. Very
Super
nice.
sticker. Hey, I like the
Appreciate
old
that.
Bills, man. Good old Josh Allen.
There you go. Can't go wrong there.
I really wanted the Lions to win, man. I'm I'm so sad.
It was looking too good there for a while, and somebody actually, I had called it last week, and I said that it wasn't going to pan out for them. And I know that I always have the Detroit hat on, so that upset some people. But I don't know. I just didn't see it happening, and it looked good there at halftime, but it looked too good to be true. That was a hell of a comeback, though.
Yeah, they let them tire themselves out. You guys are giving me the munchies, says Ryan. Well, sorry about that, man. It is dinner
Thank you,
time.
Kris. Appreciate that. No Red Lobster in Maine anymore. Closed. Oh, okay. All right. That
We
makes
get,
sense. It's like you don't want to have that in there if that's like what you're known for, right? That makes sense. That's when I lived in Michigan, Red Lobster was where it was at because you didn't have, any other local places to go that would have that. So Lions had a hell of a run.
tip my cap to them. They went
There you
further than
go.
the Cowboys. Oh yeah, dude.
It's true.
Anytime you can do better than Dallas, that's a win. I'm an Eagles fan, so I do not like Dallas. I especially do not like Dak Prescott. Yeah, I was about to say something about the biscuits, man.
The
Like, can you
biscuits
just?
are
They should just have like a meal where it's just the biscuits
that's
and
true.
and like
That's
maybe
true.
some shrimp, man. Because I had lobster there and I wasn't that impressed with it. I would rather just eat their shrimp, which
No,
was actually pretty
no.
good.
You have to be in an area that just doesn't have lobster. Like when I lived in Michigan, that was great. There's a Red Lobster maybe 15 minutes from my house, and
Mhm.
we have the idea to go there. And anytime we do, it's just not what you're hoping for. But then you forget about it over time. You give it another try. I'm like
Yeah,
that with Buffalo Wild Wings sometimes too.
it's
I'll
like
have like
Taco
good
Bell.
experiences. Well, Taco Bell you usually know how that's going.
Well,
You know
yeah,
what you're
well,
in for.
someone in the comments, Michael, man, he said that's like Taco Bell in Mexico. Talking about eating red lobster in Maine, I think
Yeah,
that's the
that's a
comparison.
great comparison. Yep.
And then Josh said, "Boo Eagles." Well, that's okay, man. You say what you need to say. Dak is okay, but Dallas is always overrated. Dude, Dallas sucks, man.
Yeah. They'll have little where little times where it looks like they're going to be good and then it doesn't pan out. But I think
Yeah,
I watched them play the Eagles this year and the Eagles destroyed them. If I'm remembering, I think that was this season, not that
it
long
must have
ago
been the
either.
first half of the season
I think it was in the first half of the season.
because like they literally lost
It
like
was
six
right
games
around
in a
that
row.
turning point. Yeah, it was right around that turning point. Let's see.
Dallas choke artists. Lions coming back next year with a vengeance. I hope so, man. I'm diehard Island, diehard Lions fan, especially after watching their Hard Knock season, man. Like I got
Mhm.
emotionally invested in those people. So
The Bears.
the Bears, classic skit from SNL.
I've been so I watch. We've talked about this how YouTube's algorithm just like will completely take over your
Yeah,
YouTube app if you allow it to. I watched a documentary, and this is where I go wrong sometimes late at night, where I'll just watch something for what I think is going to be a few minutes, and then I find something else on the same topic, and then next thing you know, you wake up and your entire feed is now that subject matter.
yeah.
So
And
I
you're
watched
just
something
like
like
you're like,
on
dude. You're like, I don't want to watch this for the rest of my life. That was just last
exactly,
night, bro.
exactly, exactly. I watched like a short 5 minute thing on Chris Farley, and literally my entire feed for like the last 2 weeks has been Chris Farley. So now I know just about everything there is to know about like the last month of his life and all this stuff that I really didn't need to, find out about or retain in any way. But
It's funny that you bring that
yeah,
up because earlier I watched a documentary about how he was supposed to be the cable guy instead of Jim Carrey.
that was the video that I was watching.
Yeah.
that that sparked the entire thing.
Yeah,
And
so
then
that video is getting
I went down
hoard
the rabbit
out.
hole.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's
And then there's
circulating.
one about how he was supposed to be the voice of Shrek too. And I guess he
Mhm,
he did the voiceover for like I think like 70% of that. So there's
mhm.
actually now a video that shows you like him doing the voiceover and it shows you like the original version of Shrek and all that stuff. It looked more like Wreck-It Ralph actually.
Yeah, I saw that
But
video
yeah.
too. Dude, they're still talking
All
about
right, so
cheesecake. Sam's Club cheesecake, retro cheesecake. How about a red
check
lobster cheesecake?
And that's my wife right there, fat guy in a little coat. So there
Oh
we
yeah,
got the cheesecake with the Chris Farley. So she's on point there.
fat guy in a little coat.
Now, Cable Guy bombed though, right? When it was initially released, like that was
Yeah,
Jim
but
Carrey's worst movie, but now it's
man,
a cult classic.
dude, I tell you what though, I rented it from Shows to Go, which is like my old school VHS rental store, and I loved it like ever since the first time I saw it. So I don't know what the hell everybody was thinking back then, but that movie's great.
Now Ben Stiller directed that, right?
Yep,
Pretty sure that was his one of his first movies.
that's something that we
Um,
learned in that documentary.
yes, yes, and it has him like behind the scenes and stuff. But there's a huge cast in there. I mean, you have Owen Wilson in there too before he was known.
Leslie
Um,
Mann,
was Jack Black in there? Jack
he
Black was in like
was.
tons of '90s. Yeah, he was the buddy, right?
Yeah,
He was.
he was actually
Yeah,
skinny in that movie too, which is, probably the
yeah,
only time.
yeah. He was in a lot of stuff though. He was in The Jackal with Bruce Willis back then. He was in a lot of stuff that
Saving Silverman,
I Saving Silverman. Yep, he was in a lot of
Shallow
stuff
Hal.
that I've. Shallow Hal. That was like his breakthrough. I feel like that, and like School of Rock is when he became like that bigger name, I suppose. But
I love that movie. That's a fantastic movie. If you haven't seen School of Rock, man, you need to do yourself a favor and go watch that movie.
I went to school with one of the girls that's in that.
Oh yeah,
The Yeah, Caitlin Hale. She's the blonde girl in that, and she's actually married to any Sopranos fans in the house. That's my favorite show of all time. So the kid that is Bobby's son, Bobby Jr., is actually married to her in real life, and actually he's in School of Rock too. He's the chubby kid in there.
that's my
Very
brother's
interesting.
favorite show, Sopranos.
Really, I've watched everything like way too many times. I've got Paulie tattooed on my leg. I'm in too deep on Sopranos.
I watched about 2.5 seasons of it, man, and it's too slow.
Really, I
Yeah,
don't know. I guess maybe it's where we are here in Connecticut, close to New York. I don't know. It just
right.
resonates with us, and then my family's like mostly Italian. I
The
don't know.
only the only quote from that show that I still say to this day is like they were supposed to have grandma come to like this family thing, and she doesn't get to come like last minute,
Hmm.
and the son is like, no fucking ziti, mad that he ain't getting ziti. So I
That's a
just say
classic
that like
one.
random sometimes, like with my friends.
I could quote way too much from the show. I mean, I watched it. I mean, I would probably watch my way through that entire series once a year, and
Hell
it's
yeah.
concerning that it doesn't take me long at all. Especially when my kids were younger, this probably wasn't great for them. But when they were like newborns, you're just kind of like rocking with them for a lot of the time. And I would
Mhm.
watch Sopranos like on repeat for hours on end when both of them were born. So
Yeah,
yeah, if they are dropping f bombs, that's probably why. Too much Sopranos time. But let me see
it
what we got
happens,
left
man.
here. So we've got 9 minutes left on the first giveaway,
I
and
wonder if
let's
anybody in
see.
the chat can guess my favorite TV show.
Let's see if
And you
anybody
could
can
try
guess
to
that one.
too.
I don't know. What era is it from? Is it
Uh
recent? Is it
mid two
2000s?
thousands, yeah,
Mid
mid two
2000s?
thousands to into the 2010s. Trailer Park Boys is close. I love that show, and South Park. Game of Thrones. I watched that whole series in 3 weeks, and it's the ending was terrible. Stranger Things is great. Family Guy, not so much. I mean,
I
I've
couldn't
seen
do
tons of
Stranger
it.
Things. I couldn't get into it.
That's a slow burn too, man.
I just couldn't. I don't know. The first time, like a monster, I was just like, I was checked out. Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But there's some stuff that I'm like that with for years, and then somehow I completely changed. Like I hated Jack Black. We talked about him before. I hated Jack Black for the longest time, and then I forget what it was that I have this problem with some people sometimes where I just despise them, and then I see a movie with them, and now I love them, and I instantly love everything they've done in the past. It's bizarre, but yeah, that was Jack Black. Bernie, have you ever seen Bernie with Jack Black?
Yes, I have seen that actually.
It's
What a
bizarre and
crazy
so good.
movie. That's
It's a true story.
really.
It's a true story, and the director of it actually is where the guy he actually got out of jail after he murdered that woman. And he lived with the director throughout like I think it was the prep to the film. I think he went to like
Now,
a halfway house and then he went and lived with him for like a
correct
year.
me if I'm wrong, but that's the movie where like he ends up kissing a guy, right? And then goes through like
No,
okay, so
no.
that's a different movie.
I don't know what one you're watching, but
It
that
had
is
Jack
not
Black
it.
in it. It's from the same era, but I see a lot of good shows named, but I haven't seen my favorite one come up yet. Also, someone put New Girl. Are you serious right now? Like, think I like New Girl? Someone said I'm from North Carolina, so it's a given that my favorite show is Andy Griffith. That's not true.
V for
Teletubbies.
Vendetta. That's a movie.
That's a movie,
And
and that's a great movie.
That's a good movie. Huh? I watched
Two
that
and a
every
Half
now and then,
Men.
too.
I've only seen a few
Brokeback
episodes of
Mountain.
2.5.
That's not a TV show either. 2.5 Men I like a lot. I like Charlie Sheen, and it's like corny, like dad humor in there. But I really love that show, that '80s show.
Yeah.
No,
2.5 Men. I have only seen a couple episodes of that, but I've binge watched The Big Bang Theory all the way through 4 times. That's the same writer and director.
So is that the show?
That's not it.
Is that your favorite? Okay, that's not
That's
it.
my second favorite.
Married with Children. That's a good one. That's
All
going
right.
back way
I gotta
back,
get.
though.
I feel like I gotta give him a hint. Okay.
All right.
It's based on a novel series, and it's like a drama show. That should be pretty easy. Well, that should help at least. Not Firefly. That's hilarious though. Not Supernatural.
Stargate, no.
No. Is Stargate based on a novel? It might
I don't
be.
even know. I don't know that one.
Babylon 5. It's not any nerd shit like that. I no disrespect to people that like that kind of stuff, but no, I'm not watching Star Trek and Babylon 5. Walking Dead,
Well,
I do love that show, but it's not it. Walking Dead was
Ozark.
actually
That's
a comic book.
Ozark's good. That's too recent though.
Dang, man, I can't believe nobody's got it.
We're all gonna wish that we did. I'm sure. Dawson's Creek. That's going back way too far too.
Do. Nah, it's not that one. It's a drama.
Drama. Somebody said The Wire. That's a good show too.
You know, I've heard that. I need to watch that show. It's not Oz.
I think it's the same as Sons of Anarchy, same creator, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh man, what a stressful show, dude.
Little House on the Prairie. That's got to be it.
You got me, man. I'm just kidding. It's not. DK Oldies is innocent.
Oh,
Boomer Sauce is here. What's up?
What's going on, dude?
Oh, T-Dog got it. Finally. Dexter is my favorite TV show.
Oh, and that came back too. So,
yep.
Okay.
Yeah, New Blood. Not so
I've
much.
never watched it all the way through, but I've seen bits and pieces, and it's good.
Yeah,
but
fantastic.
I haven't watched it since they came. Is it still going, or they just did like a?
It was just a one season to kind of close, like give fans better closure.
Okay.
But people ended up disliking that ending too, which that's bound to happen to a show that people love. But I didn't think it was that bad. But
yeah,
what did you think of the ending of New Blood? I honestly, man, they kind of left it to where he didn't die, so like you don't know for sure. But I mean, either way, I think we're done with that. DK Oldies is not a scam, dude.
Before I jump into that one, I just want for the people that asked about the giveaway. So link I just sent you guys, and I'll send it again. But we'll dive into it, Boomer Sauce. Why not? You're actually why I met this dude that's on screen right now.
Yeah, so thank you for that. But how long has it been since you've done a DK Oldies video? It's been over 2 months since I've done one.
Not since I saw you without your shirt on outside of their store that time.
Well, you're talking about Boomer Sauce, not me. I don't take my shirt off in public.
I didn't see you there. No, no, I didn't see that on your channel. It was on Boomer Sauce's channel, though.
I thought he disappeared. I didn't know he was still doing stuff.
He has reappeared today in our live stream. So
Joey's long lost brother or son.
Wait, something like that.
I agree with Farina or Farina, however you say it. DK Oldies is the last company to ever buy from.
You're right. I haven't checked them out in a while, and I've mention. I feel like they come up in every live stream because I did so much content on them for a while there. I think we all did.
Yeah,
We're all guilty of that.
we was just sitting there milking it.
Your DK oldie, your N64 unboxing is my video, and it's also his video. So thanks for that. But it was a good one. I will give you credit there, and I'm sure you've gotten a lot of views on there. So it's a genius video. So props on that one.
Yeah, Boomer Sauce. Also, I just want to point this out. I bought this from DK Oldies. I'm just kidding. I didn't buy any of that shit from DK Oldies. But you see how easy it is to make shit up? Which is exactly what you did, buddy. Because I tell you what, when I did buy a PS2 from them, they sent it packaged pretty well in bubble wrap and stuff. And then you watch his video, and they like wrapped it in like cookie wrappers, like just saran wrap,
with the label on the inside.
Yeah,
which was a nice touch. I like that because you have to have the telepathic postal worker to find where that's going to go. So
we got the serious retro gaming guy zoom in here.
That's me using my hands because I got the AI powered spot here. See, you gotta do that to bring it back out. See, I learned that.
Yeah, I turned that off. I hated it.
Well, maybe you could tell me how to turn the fucking thing off because I haven't figured that out yet.
I had to download their software.
Changes it. I have the software. You know what? I've reset my PC so many times. I may not have the software on this one. That's what it is.
Send Dexter to DK Oldies. Oh wow.
We're gonna send him to Boomer Sauce's house. Actually.
Whoa. I can see Boomer Sauce now. He's saying, "Oh my God, these guys, they were talking so mean. They want to send a fake serial killer to my house to get my N64."
Good times. What was that, like a year ago now? That was a while.
It was a while. Yeah, it was like a year ago. Yeah, because I started in last January.
What'd you think of it, Jim? Just saw the Boomer Sauce video last night. So that's how I met Steve here, because he pretty much dissected my video, which was dissecting his video. And that's how we actually connected. And I thought his video was hilarious. And subscribed from then on. So if you guys haven't hit subscribe yet, hit subscribe on Heckin' Steve. He's got the best channel out there.
Yeah, basically what I do on my channel.
So we're almost a year.
What I do on my channel is I just make fun of resellers. So if you want to see me be mean to resellers that rip people off, then that's pretty much all I do. And it's definitely rated R. So keep that in mind. It's going to be a lot of curse words and gay jokes, but not in a negative sense, because somebody
you don't take yourself too seriously, and I think that's really awesome about what your channel has to offer too. But it's interesting to see how many people get into it and think that everything is 100% factual that you say, or like how you actually feel. This is YouTube at the end of the day, and it's entertainment, and I think it's interesting to see how.
And most resellers are good sports about it, but a lot of their fans are not good sports about it. They think that I really hate people, and that's not true. I just don't like the behaviors. But it's 9 o'clock.
Right.
Aren't you supposed to?
I'm pulling it right now. I'm pulling it.
Gotta give it away, man.
I'm just gonna let you take the pressure off me.
Boomer Sauce says my plastic wrap is better than bubble wrap. I'll tell that to Dexter. Thanks, Jim, for subscribing, man. I appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the content. J-Max says, sounds like Boomer Sauce trying to piggyback off of bigger channels. Well, that's kind of like what I did, and I'll admit it. But you make videos that you want people to watch. So, if I was going to make something that nobody watched, why would I waste my time?
This is true. All right. So the winner of the Trimui Smart Pro handheld video game console is Israel Irizarry from Puerto Rico. And here is the name, because I could be pronouncing it wrong. See what I mean, Steve? I always have tough names on here.
Irizarry?
It's never Irizarry. It's not. But I could be easily saying it wrong. It could be something different. I'm like super sensitive to like how I pronounce things, because I don't want to like totally butcher it. So I always try to cover my ass a little bit by saying that I don't know what I'm saying. But I think I got that one right.
Congratulations, Israel. And thanks everybody for subscribing to me. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoy the content.
I'm sure they will.
I got some pretty cool videos coming up soon. I just got to edit them. But I had like a kind
Give
of
us a sneak peek. What's coming?
kind of a TV celeb from 90 Day Fiance is gonna roast resellers with me in these videos.
Have you filmed that yet?
We filmed it last night. It was like 2 hours,
Nice.
and then we ended up talking for like an
Nice.
hour after that, just about like wrestling, movies, music, and stuff. He's a really cool dude.
Nice. Is he a wrestling? He's a current wrestling fan or old school?
Old school. I think I'm
Nice,
probably
nice.
the only current wrestling fan. Which is not true, but you know, like most of the time, people are like, "Well, the Attitude Era was so good," and blah blah blah. It was all right, you know what I mean? Like looking back on it,
Yeah. It was just after. For me, I think it's just such a difference from what they were doing for that, weird period before that, where it was like when Diesel was on top, and I don't know, it was just a weird time where there was just no edge to anything, and Doink the Clown, and like it was just a weird time, and that's when I was watching WCW at that time, so I didn't really experience all of that.
No, it wasn't Big Ed, but that would be awesome. Thanks, Biggie, for the
Big Ed is a
sub.
gamer, though. I think Big Ed is a gamer, so
I don't know if
I saw his
mean,
gaming laptop.
I'm a big fan of watching him on TV. I don't think I want to talk to him though, because he's kind of a dick to
Seems
women.
like it, but it could. Yeah, he's. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to unpack with Big Ed, but
He's like but he's really polite about it. So he's kind of like a nice dick.
He's like somebody that just can't get out of his own way. I think that's my interpretation of what's going on there. Yeah. I think he means well, but he just, if he could find a way to, just totally crash and burn, he will always find it.
Israel says he feels like Hecka Steve was his lucky charm. Hey, man, I was.
There you go.
Because see, like if I wouldn't entered
actually here, because you always get people that.
My bad. I think there was a delay that happened, but
Superfly Snooker. All good.
Yeah, so I think like if I wouldn't have entered the giveaway, man, the names would have been like one different, and you wouldn't have won. So like I was the lucky charm, man. I take full credit.
Did it. So now you got to hit subscribe. And everybody make sure that you like the live stream too, because I always get critique that I don't say that enough in my live streams or my videos. I'm just like not in tune with self-promotion at all. My wife tells me that all the time too. Like you're supposed to tell people what to do and stuff. I just do what I do on here. I don't know.
I'm the same way, man. I have a hard time talking about it, but you've got 126 likes and 145 people currently watching, so that's pretty good.
That's good. That's good. All right, so the next giveaway, and I want to just give everybody their link here in case you didn't get this beforehand. This is for Kris CoolMod's RetroBeast 2TB light gun game drive, which I just reviewed. I don't know if I really reviewed it as much as just walked through the entire setup, and it's absolutely amazing. And I'm going to be putting that into my light gun cabinet eventually when I stop messing it up. So here is the link coming at you guys in the live chat here.
Somebody's asking how many more giveaways tonight.
So this will be the last one. This is probably the best one by far, in my opinion, anyway. So we've got 13 minutes left on this, so you have plenty of time to jump in there. And judging by the entries, we've got 1,024 entries on this, as far as I can see, anyways.
Oh, dang!
So definitely the most popular one. And you didn't have to be here in the live stream. Obviously, our numbers are way off, and actually have a lot of viewers that are in different parts of the world, which is always cool too. So for some people, it's a weird time, and I get that.
Cheesecake is the last one. So somebody said
Cheesecake will be next week. We're going to do Cheesecake next week, I think. Cheesecake Factory giveaways.
What are the best Sega Genesis light gun games? That's going to be a question for you, because I can think of like Splatterhouse,
I wasn't never into Genesis. Is that what it was? Genesis? I don't see it on my live chat. Oh, there it is.
Right there. Retro Maniac.
I don't jump into Genesis much. If Kris CoolMod's still here, what is your favorite Kris CoolMod? What's your favorite Sega Genesis light gun game? Because that's a collection that I've tested out to see if it works. I can't remember which game I would have played in there.
You got some votes for Lethal Enforcers 1 and 2.
I suppose is that in there? Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's in such a wide range of collections though. So you can get into that even in no, I guess it's in there. I would play that more on like MAME and stuff like that though, just because I grew up playing arcade cabinets, so that's always the version I jump into. But yeah, I suppose
Imagine
that would
it's
be it then.
probably.
There you go, Kris CoolMod, yes, Enforcer.
I was about to say it'd probably be better to play the main version anyways,
Yeah,
just because it has better
graphically, yeah,
specifications. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's always the
Boogeyman.
route I try to go. Link for the last giveaway. Yep, I will throw that in there. But I did. Here we go. And I'll highlight that. Not that you guys can click the highlighted one, but
J-Mac just got back from Tokyo, still feeling the jet lag. I bet. What is that, like a 14-hour flight?
oh, that's got to be brutal.
That's a long time to be in a plane. I'm scared of
Yeah,
heights, so like I don't even want to be in a plane for 1 minute.
Yeah, it's hit or miss for me. Like I'm pretty good at sleeping on a plane because I've spent a lot of time flying, and if I can fall asleep, I'm good. If I don't fall asleep though, like when I went to Vegas recently, for whatever reason, I kept waking up. I think because I had been like congested and sick prior to that, so I was just concerned that I was going to be like snoring and making a scene. So I would just like wake up after every 15 minutes and like look
Yeah.
around to see if anybody was looking at me, but nobody was, so that was a good sign. On the way back though, I slept quite a bit, and that was much easier. I used to take a lot of what do you call them? Red eyes, and that's everybody's knocked out for that, so you don't have to be so concerned with snoring and making a scene.
Hey, Boomer Sauce said he got religious on us, man. He said, "Praise for Lord of Jesus Christ."
Well, he seemed like a good person that could use some religion.
Finally, something we agree on, Boomer Sauce. But I don't think this is really the time or place, man. It's Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time, so we're talking about going to Vegas and sinning.
Might be the best time to talk about a little Jesus Christ. I don't know. Tokyo rocks. I've never been. I'd like to go. Heard good things though.
Dude, I'd have to take a boat
Who
there.
won what? Oh yeah. So you not fly at all, or you just don't like to fly?
Nah,
what's the
I don't
deal
really
there?
like to fly, man.
Well, you don't like crowds of people, right?
I don't like that, and I don't like being locked in an area with a bunch of strangers. So, like, I don't even like going to the theaters unless it's like Sunday night at 10
So
o'clock when there's like 3 people in there.
so not a concert guy, not a live wrestling event guy.
Well, I've went to a bunch of concerts before.
Mm-hmm.
Usually the anxiety thing, if I drink like a beer, it kind of makes it better. But I also don't like to drink anymore. So it's like, do I want to go and have a drink so I can enjoy it? Or do I want to go and possibly have an anxiety attack,
Right. I gotcha.
So I just don't do it.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, I'm not a big drinker anymore either.
Yeah, it's kind of
that way.
It's kind of horrible.
Yeah. All right. Let's see.
Been to South Korea too. Better looking ladies than Japan, but Japanese girls like big boys, thanks to the sumo. All right, well, I'm on the way then. I might get on the plane. No, I'm just kidding. I actually, for the record, if no one probably cares, but I don't really like Japanese women like that. I have no problem with them as people, but
gotcha. Yeah. All right, let's see. Thanks to Kris CoolMod for that light gun mods. Even if I don't have a feeling I'll buy it. Well, whatever works. Yeah, he does some sweet stuff. So
yeah, and he helped pay for the shipping too. So he's like helping you give stuff away and shipping.
He provided that once for the giveaway too. So extra shout outs to Kris CoolMod, who is always putting together some really intricate setups, and the time that must go into these is insane.
He's a baller.
Say that. This is true. All right. Sorry for ruining your 4.69, Steve.
4.69, Steve. Now you're 4.7. What? I don't understand this.
Too much math for me, but
4.69.
I don't drink anymore. I don't drink any less. Gotcha.
I hear you, Paul.
Hey, whatever works.
Michael says, let's drink to that. Some kind of surgery.
Gotcha. Beer is satanic drink. Boomer sauce. Modelo time over here. All right, we're all over the place. I like it. I like it.
I used to like drinking the darker Modelo. Oh, I have 4.69 subscribers. That's what he means. 4.69.
Oh, okay. Over both of our heads. It's late.
Sweet. Yo, I still can't believe that I have that many subscribers, to be honest with you, man. So you guys,
I'm surprised you don't have this many.
You guys are awesome, man. And you got 74,000. That's crazy.
It's a grind. It's a grind. I mean, I'm over 3 years in now, so but it's funny because you'll see people that put together like 25 shorts and they have like 1 million subscribers. And I'm like, shit, well, I've got a lot of shorts and I don't have that many. So everybody's on their own path, I suppose, but it's definitely a grind. And that first year is brutal. But
yeah, I tell you what, man, because like I hit 4,000 on January 9th, and now I have almost 700 more in
that's
3 weeks or something like that. It's crazy.
It only gets better.
I love it. Great.
Yeah, it only gets better because your stuff. I find that it was actually today. You go on the YouTube Studio app, and now they have like the little weekly like updates or whatever that you can kind of scroll through and see how your videos do and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Mine was just showing me. I lost my train of thought. What was I going to say? Mine was just showing me like the numbers and everything, and it's interesting to see how it tracks and like how you progress month by month. But it's interesting. It actually breaks down all your content that you've put out and like where all of your current views are coming from. And like 89% of my views come from stuff from over 6 months ago. So there's definitely a delay on here. I mean, we see that with views and stuff as they like trickle in, but it seems like there's a sweet spot, at least for my channel, where like within the first 6 months or so, stuff gets more views later on. So
Zen says real shit is the good shit. I agree, man. And let's see, Loco 209 sub. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys sub to CoolMods too, or CoolMods.
Kris CoolMods. Yep.
Kris CoolMods. That's what it is. Since he's hooking everybody up with all this cool stuff, man. Or at least
we can talk about whatever you want to talk about, Jim. We were talking about stuff earlier, game consoles and mini PCs and stuff like that. So we're just kind of going off of whatever kind of comes up. So
yep,
yeah. Bourbon's good. Thank you, Retro Gaming Guy. Watching you's gotten me back on retro gaming using HP Elite Desk 800 G3, but need a better video card. Yeah, that's a pretty sweet setup if you're just getting started again. I think just the natural progression of things as retro gamers and stuff, we always seem to want more and more stuff. So with that, you obviously have to kick things up sometimes. So you're probably just at a point where it's time to kick it up to get into some bigger and better things. But that should get you into like Switch and PS2 really well. GameCube, I think, works pretty well on there. But yeah, Wii U can be a little bit tough sometimes too. The fact that Lycan Mod has Terminator Salvation Lycan game, I'm all for it, but need a Sinden mod to play it like the arcade. Which mod are you talking about? Which Lycan mod? And Terminator Salvation is an awesome game. I love that. I was actually just testing that out on Kris CoolMod setup before I jumped into this live stream today. Have you played that one, Steve?
I don't think I played Salvation. Of course, I played like the classic ones.
The T2 old school. Yeah. Well, that was on you couldn't have missed that one. That was on Genesis, Super Nintendo.
They used to have the arcade cabinet of it at this theater back in the late 90s. So that's where I usually played it.
It was a big rail shooter cabinet too.
Bone Chief says he gets over anxiety with large crowds by volunteering at conventions. I'm sure that'll do it. Yeah, I mean, the more you're exposed to it. Joe said he was going to subscribe, but he already was. Hell yeah, man. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Retro Maniac says, shut up, Jim, or we'll go back to talking about cheesecake.
And Charles, if you're into that, then you'll definitely like his channel because he covers all of that stuff. And it's crazy what the resellers have kind of done to the market and how shitty a lot of them are. I mean, they're not all like that, but
Hmm.
a lot of them seem to be kind of on that same track.
I think a lot of the reseller YouTubers focus a lot more on how much money they're going to make and less on how fun the games are and shit. So
Well, I feel like a lot of them aren't even gamers. They're not even, do they even know about the games that they're reselling and stuff? Not that you necessarily have to, but I don't know. I think you have to show some respect to that stuff because as what do we have? Ale- um, yeah, Alexander here has said, it's the only way to keep good games going is through emulation right now. And unfortunately, I think
mhm.
that's true with the more of these that are kind of taken off the market or hoarded and, have these ridiculous price tags associated with them that nobody's willing to pay or very few are willing to pay.
Oh yeah,
And do you see
definitely,
a lot
man.
of Sega Saturn stuff with the resellers and stuff? Because I don't absorb a lot of that content. I mean, I watch your channel, but I don't watch a lot of the people that you cover because like Phoenix resale and stuff like that. I don't know. It's just a different vibe, and it's not for me all the time.
So the Picket Preacher, he's actually a good reseller. Like he doesn't like
Yeah,
rip
I
rip
follow his
people
channel
off.
too.
Yeah, yeah, but he loves Sega Saturn. He was collecting, so he's got a lot of it. But that's really like the only one that I see that like talks about Sega Saturn at all, other than like Saturn Steve,
Hmm.
obviously. But
Yeah, yeah. The price
no,
tags on that stuff is through the roof though. Like
oh yeah,
House of the Dead is probably my favorite for that collection. I think House of the Dead's like what 600 $700 just for that for a copy of that game.
yeah, that's
It's crazy.
ridiculous.
And I saw that Carl Weathers passed away today, so that's unfortunate.
I saw
I
that
heard he
too, man.
died in his sleep. So I mean, I guess if you're gonna go, that's the best way to do it. But still sad. I know he was only like 76 or something. I think I read
Yeah, absolutely love the Rocky franchise. So I mean, sucks, but
for
at
sure.
least at least he got to be old. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
a lot of
and he
people
he
don't even get
had
to be old anymore.
it's true, and he had the Mandalorian role that he just did recently
Hmm.
as well, which was good. Are
Yeah,
you
and
a
then
Star Wars guy?
I've seen the 2 seasons of Mandalorian that they did, and I love the
Hmm.
movies, even the new ones. But that's mostly because of Adam Driver. He just like killed it as Kylo Ren.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, like all those other spinoffs, like Ahsoka, or however you say the name. I haven't watched that one or
I
anything.
haven't watched that one. I tried to watch that one. I have trouble like keeping up with like the storylines and stuff. So I like stuff that I kind of know about already. Like Mandalorian's not too far off from the original stuff. It's in some ways a backstory to some of it, but
Yeah.
yeah, some of the stuff that's like completely different than the original 6 movies or whatever. It's a lot for me to kind of unpack, but yeah, I'm not a diehard Star Wars guy, but definitely enjoy it.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, he was in
Mandalorian I liked
Happy
a lot.
Gilmore too.
Oh, that's right. That's right. And little Nicky had the little cameo as the same character.
Yeah.
I just saw something talking about, and I think this was in my Chris Farley slew of content that popped up, how Adam Sandler movies can all be tied together through like different cameo appearances from different characters. There's a connection through each and every one of them, I guess, which was an interesting video.
That
It
is
like
pretty cool.
unpacked all of that.
Never
So
thought
like
about that.
he's in Happy Gilmore. He dies in that, and he pops up in heaven um, in Little Nicky, and then like a lot of Rob Schneider's characters are in different things as like the same person but different versions, or
Hmm.
like the other guys that are in all of those, Big Daddy and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
interesting,
Steve
interesting one.
Buscemi.
Halo season 2 is starting in a week. Is it? Damn, I was just looking that up and I didn't find any information on it. It wasn't terribly long ago that I looked that up. Did you watch Halo,
I
the
tried.
TV series?
I tried.
Couldn't get into it.
I might give it another chance though. I love Halo.
I I feel like those are tough when there's such a gap in between them too. Like I watched through that, but I'm gonna have to go back and watch the whole thing to absorb it again to go into another season of it. But it's tough too because if you're really into the game franchise, I can see if you're not coming from growing up on those titles or you haven't jumped into them, then it would be an interesting show. But if you're very familiar with it, it's tough to kind of take in a series that doesn't follow it 100%.
Mhm. Yeah, like when they made that Resident Evil movie in 2002.
And how many movies after that?
Unfortunately, a lot, you know, but oh,
They serve
Nummy
their purpose, but yeah, they're different
looks like
from
you
the
got
games
another
for sure.
super here from Nummy Q, man.
Thank you so much.
Had to toss in one more
Just one more
cheesecake.
tea. All right. I
That's
appreciate it.
that's
Thank you
what I
so much.
tell
Appreciate
that's what
that.
I tell the DoorDash, man. I say I gotta toss one more cheesecake in there, you know.
DoorDash can be a problem. We do Uber Eats.
Oh man.
I delete that off my phone and then I bring it right back on. It's
Yeah, it's
it's a
tough.
problem over here. Yeah. All
I
right.
want to
So
take I want to take two cheesecakes and sandwich them together, and
oh,
then eat it like a burger cheesecake.
you're getting dangerous.
I'm just kidding. I'm
That
just
could be a
kidding.
problem. That
I
could be
would
a
never
problem.
disrespect cheesecake like that.
Somebody would watch that.
Oh
That's the
yeah, I
thing.
know. No, I'm not gonna be that guy. I actually have made it. I've like made a personal like rule for myself to never eat on camera because I keep seeing all these documentaries about other fat YouTubers and like they always like replay them munching down and shit. I'm not ever doing that.
I'll have a sip of
Y'all
soda,
catch me,
but no, I
yeah,
can't.
y'all catch me
Yeah, I
drinking and
can't.
vaping, but no.
All right, so I've got the winner for the Kris CoolMod RetroBeast 2 terabyte drive here, Christopher Reed. And that is an easy one for me to pronounce. There's no confusion there. I'm going to go ahead and paste this in so you guys can see it over here. But Christopher Reed is the winner of the
Oh
lock-on
wow,
setup.
congrats, man.
Yeah, sweet setup. I did my full tour of that entire setup. And in fact, I'm going to do a part two because there's an entire collection that I pretty much missed because he's got really great instructions that walk you through the entire setup process, but instructions and me don't go well together. And you can just look around my house and see that nothing is really installed right because of that, including the arcade one up that's on the floor now because
Hey, you'll
I tried
get
to
to it, man.
freestyle a little bit. I'm going to get to it, but I have to replace the bezel because I freestyled that. And yeah, probably should watch some YouTube videos on how to do that properly. So yeah, so I basically skipped over one section because I didn't label the secondary partition of the drive correctly. So I'm going to kind of dive back into that and show that off because I missed out on some really cool titles that I've got up and running now. So you guys will get yourselves into way more than I actually showed in that hour and 15-minute video if you pick up his setup. So there you go. And he's highlighting, yeah, Tomb Raider was one I was just playing earlier today. And
Hell yeah.
Kris CoolMod is awesome with tech support too. He's got a Discord channel that's just absolutely incredible. So, yeah, definitely check out what he's put together there. And he's been super helpful with me setting stuff up because I know I seem like I know my way around emulation gaming, and I do, but I'm used to certain setups that I've put together. So working with like Hyperspin, very different for me. So
That's a
definitely,
complicated one to like configure and stuff, man. But it's
it
so worth it
is
if you get it.
exactly, and that's why he's put in so much time and put things together. Um, in a way that you're really in good hands if you pick up something from him. So definitely check out his channel, and can you click his comments? You might be able to click his comments and get patched through. I'm not in YouTube. I'm in StreamYard today, so
Yeah,
let's
and
see.
one thing I was gonna say, you know, I use Launchbox Big Box mode on the PC. Like if I ever do
Mhm.
emulation, I usually just play it at the PC or on the Retron 5, but you don't have to do anything with that. You just have because that uses the actual cartridges.
Yeah, yep, yep.
Yeah.
Launchbox is pretty user friendly. The only thing that can be a challenge for people that are just getting into it is how you have to manually, add your emulators and stuff like that. It's not once you get the hang of it, it's pretty straightforward. But for
Yeah.
people just diving in, I think Batocera is easier because all that stuff is on there already. You just have to drop your ROMs in for the most part. But
Okay. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
so and yes, Kris Coolmod's got the Spider-Man drives too here that he's offering for a limited time on those, which are really nice. The Miles Morales drives, that is actually what I had in that unboxing video. And yeah, he's also a Bob Sarah fan, so that's good to see. Let's see. Based on coin ops. Yeah. Well, he would be the best person to ask. I could be wrong on that. But I saw another comment here I wanted to highlight, but everything was running pretty quick here. I like turtles. I saw a video of the I like turtles guy. Well, he's all grown up now, and he recreated that. So just to go off of the I like turtles.
TJ says, thanks for the opportunity again. Now I'm off to freebase some cheesecake.
I think there's a lot of people that are going to be doing that tonight.
I know. Cheesecake better hide, man. It's about to get murdered.
We highlighted cheesecake in a big way tonight.
I was about to say, like, when people ask me what we talked about tonight, I'm going to say
cheesecake with 90% of it. Cheesecake, Vince McMahon, Brock Lesnar,
Jesus Christ,
Retro Gaming. Yeah, Boomer Sauce graced us with his presence tonight, which was. I think
is that the first time you've seen him in here?
Yeah, first time ever. I don't think he's ever even commented on the videos that I did. Well, I only did one on him, but
he must have just been waiting for you and me to get together.
I guess so. He's waited 11 months, according to what somebody said in terms of when that video came out. But he had me on his channel a few times. He dissected like another one of my videos, and I forget. He was offering legal advice on how DK Oldies was doing nothing wrong. That was a good video. Not to promote his channel or anything, but why not? Show him some love. Check him out.
I wonder how many subscribers he has now. I'm about to check.
Let's see. What does Boomer Sauce have now? I feel like he just kind of fell off, though. You gotta have consistency with the crazy.
Yeah, I can't even find his channel. Maybe he blocked
it. Comes right up. 3 weeks ago. Let's see. I screwed up. I'm sorry.
Okay.
He's got no shirt on. Oh, he's got another Matt Pat video. I don't know what that is. Hate upon hate.
2,700 subscribers?
He had like 900 back then. That's not bad, considering he's not putting out regular content. Mr. Beast ruined these dogs' lives. Oh, all right. We're going after everybody. I like it.
I'm about to. Oh man, does this guy need some shirts? We need to send him a Retro Gaming Guy T-shirt, man.
I'm on it. Send Boomer Sauce. Send me your info. I got a contact page on my website. We'll send you some merch.
I'm looking at the comments on that video. That's hilarious, man. Everybody's just all over him.
What's he saying, that Mr. Beast is murdering dogs? Is that what we're going with here? Just looking at the
he ruined their lives.
That's
talking about his
that's a sweet thumbnail. I mean, I think he just took it from Mr. Beast, but 1.7 thousand views, that's not bad.
Yeah, 1,700,
I don't know, man. You're onto something. Why not just go all out with it? I would. You're that into it at this point.
I was about to say, man, go tell Mr. Beast about the Lord.
There you go.
I don't know if this. Someone asked, "Is his nipples pierced?" I'll tell you right now, I'm trying not to look. I don't even know if this guy is over 18.
Find the video of him outside DK Oldies, because he's in his car. It looked like he had peanut butter stains up on the visor. It was a lot to take in there. That was the last time I checked out his channel. I was like, you know what? I'm not sure where this is heading. I think I'm going to get out of here.
You better hope that was peanut butter.
Listen, anything goes. I'm not sure. Nothing would surprise me, though.
You've been hanging out with me too much. You over here making fun of people, man. Look at you.
Hey, I try to be, as professional, as neutral as possible. But hey, live streams, shit's gonna happen sometimes.
James and Jim say they want Retro Gaming Guy T-shirts. So
there's some down here with somewhere at the bottom of the screen for you guys. I think
you got to make a new one.
Yeah,
you got to make a new one with cheesecake on it, dude.
You know what we need to do, and we'll do this together. We need to do a Boomer Sauce apron with him with his shirt off that you just put on over. I've seen those with Matty Matheson has one with like all his tattoos and stuff. I think we could. I think people would buy that. Boomer Sauce
Bless.
could come in. We'll pay him a royalty. A couple peanut butter stains on there would be good.
Yeah. Half percentage. He gets a 0.5% royalty.
Percentage. All right.
0.5. Just the way DK Oldies would treat him, you know. Probably puts peanut butter
we've got
on.
the connection.
That's his form of helping dogs, as opposed to Mr. Beast, who adopted 100 dogs.
Do you watch a lot of Mr. Beast content?
You know, I've seen my fair share. I watched the one where the dude lives in the grocery store. I saw the one where everybody was in like their own personal like box.
With the Network Chuck. I think that's the one that Network Chuck went in there. He's got a great channel. It's actually I learned a lot about Raspberry Pis early on from his channel. He did all the like wiring for, I think it was that video, for like all the little cubicles or boxes or whatever.
Well, that's got to be a bummer to do all that work and then not win. Also, I saw the laser maze one. I've seen a few.
Okay. Yeah. I saw them when I was in Dallas at this YouTube conference thing, which was a really interesting experience just to kind of learn more about this crazy YouTube thing. But he was there as a speaker.
Yeah.
The knowledge that guy has is absolutely insane. Like he just went up and talked for like a half hour just about thumbnails and like how he picks out his thumbnails just to like see what goes into just a fraction of what goes into one of his videos with just the thumbnails alone, which is something that I've until recently not done much with. Like my thumbnails have been pretty terrible in the past, and I think I've gotten better and better, but they still, have a long way to go.
Yeah, I tell you, I've seen a lot of growth in views from letting one of my Discord mods named Nash do my thumbnails because I don't mess with him anymore. I just let him do it, and then I pay him like $5 a thumbnail.
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm doing for my bigger videos now too.
Yeah, it helps
for sure. I feel like sometimes, like after you film a video, you edit a video, and you do all that goes into it because I think a lot of time goes into these that most people don't realize.
Yeah, editing.
The last thing I do is a thumbnail, and sometimes I'm just like, I just got to crank this thing out. Nice. That's always good to hear. Yeah, I've been trying to use this guy for like my bigger videos, like the ones that, because I do a lot of like smaller review stuff and stuff that isn't, for lack of better words, isn't for everybody. So the stuff that is more mainstream for my channel, he does all of the thumbnails for those, and seems to be doing really well with those because it makes sense. That's the first impression people have for your video is that's what they're going to relate to click on it. So definitely makes sense. But
oh yeah.
So is
RC said,
go ahead. No,
I was gonna say RC said earlier, man, the 2 terabyte New York cheesecake build.
There you go.
Cheesecake rated M for mature.
I'm surprised there's not like a game about making cheesecakes. There's some weird stuff. I feel like just on Game Pass alone, there's some strange stuff. And you might be playing them, Steve, because you play some of those strange simulation games, don't you?
I've been playing a lot. I just beat Overcooked 2 with my lady friend, and we're going to play Overcooked 1, but you can only do that one locally. So whenever she comes over, we play that one. But yeah, man, I played Cooking Simulator. I think I own that on the Switch, actually. You might be able to make a cheesecake on that.
There you go. That'd be interesting to look into.
But Cheesecake Simulator is like Cooking Simulator is actually like a full simulation. So like if I was going to do that, I might as well just make a real cheesecake.
That's true. That's true. If you have to do all the different parts of it, yeah, might as well. Cheesecakes, I don't think I've ever made a cheesecake. I feel like there's too many ways to mess that up.
Yeah, I made a cheesecake. No doubt.
Yeah, not me. I don't mess around. Not with that. I can make like an apple pie. I can make some stuff, but cheesecake, I've definitely never tried that. I don't know if I think I can mess that up. Pressure cooker on Atari 2600. Yeah, Vader, we've been for some reason cheesecake seems to be the theme of this, and I don't even know how it started. But
I don't even have cheesecake, man. That's what sucks about this whole thing. It literally is like I don't really like cake that much. but like
Hmm.
cheesecake, I do because it's more like a pie.
That's how it started. Somebody said cake because we were talking about bands, and then
Yeah, it
somehow
started from
we.
someone. Someone was saying that I liked cake, like actual food cake,
Hmm.
which is actually it's ironically not true. I don't like cake, but you know,
Well, I like
I love
cake.
cheesecake.
I have a sweet tooth. I like candy, cake. I would live on that if I could. But I've been
Yeah.
trying to eat healthier lately, and I was doing good for a while, and then I kind of derailed the last 3 or 4 days.
Well, it's Valentine's Day month, and you know what Jolly Rancher says, man.
That's right. And
Keep
that
on
I
sucking.
that's right. And that's how we got into the Vince McMahon topic today. So we can see now how
Yep.
everything has kind of come full circle.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've touched on a lot of things today, which is good. Burger Time. That's a game that I played. I think that was the first game I jumped into on my Raspberry Pi 4 setup actually. And that's
Damn.
actually
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
no,
off. Someone was talking
no,
about their grandma used to make 6 pound cheesecakes. Jeez.
40
You
plus
want
dollars.
you want to talk
Six
about not
pounds?
you wouldn't be able to take a poop, man, unless you were lactose intolerant. Then you better live in the bathroom. But
You would
that's a
have no
lot.
problem if
That's
that
a
was
lot
the
of cheese,
case.
man.
Kris CoolMod, I did not install it yet. So I'm going to be modding the NFL Blitz that you see behind me here, but I've been waiting on new graphics for it. And they are coming from Escape.
You're still waiting on
Come on.
that?
I'm still waiting on that.
You were telling me about that a month ago.
I've been telling everybody about that for a month. Escape
Are they
Pod Arcade.
are they walking it to you from like
They are.
across the
Yeah, step
nation?
by step. Step by step. Yeah,
Gee,
it's a slow process for anything custom, apparently. Well, I did go back and forth with different people because I was originally going to do a gauntlet one, but what has been the problem with that is everybody's graphic overlay for the control deck has like the holes already taken out of the graphic, like where the controls would have been on the original. So
yeah.
there's no way to like bring that over because the graphic goes through them and everything to make it so it would actually fit onto this one here. So I ended up scratching that idea and went with the Indiana Jones themed one because eventually, and I've been talking about this forever, I've got a pinball machine that I want to move down here. It's in my garage right now, but walking that 850-pound pinball machine around the house is not on anybody's to-do list.
Is it
So getting
really that
people to sign
heavy?
up. Oh yeah, and and the crazy part is it's not even like a old school mechanical one. It's like and this is probably why it is heavy. It's a virtual one, so it's got like a Samsung TV like laid across, and that's
Oh,
what you
okay.
play on. But then it has back monitors as well, and that has a hinge on it so you can close it up. But I built the room that it's in after I put it in there, so I actually have to take the door frame off to get it back through. So it's a process, and then getting people to sign up to lug that around my house. Yeah,
Well, you have
it's
to
been a
get
challenge.
your muscular wife, a big old Hulk in the other room to help you, man.
Yeah, I don't think so. She's not that, so don't think that's gonna happen. But you better watch out. She was in here earlier in the comments. She might come
I
get you
I
for that
know.
one.
She better not. You actually do have my address. You better not.
I do have your address. That's right. Oh man. So has
Dude,
anybody started playing the Suicide Squad game that has been the topic of conversation for the last week? Have you checked that out, Steve?
I haven't, but I've seen a lot of the bigger tubers say that it's horrible.
Well, they put it out and they pulled it back in, I guess, because it had tons of issues. But I
They
was
took
actually
it back.
watching a. They took it back. I don't know if it was when they put it out for, the sneak peek or whatever, or what it was, or if it was beta, or I don't know what the
Beta
hell was going on. They
pre-release.
pulled it back. Yeah, that's probably what it was. But I saw a review today that was on. I forget which website it was on. They actually gave it a 7.5 out of 10.
Hmm.
So that's not. I mean, 7.5 is not bad. What was the rest? What was it? 2 years ago, the WWE 2K game didn't get anywhere near that. I feel like that was like a 3 at best.
You talk
So
about this bad boy right here.
is that 20? Yeah, 20, right?
That's the
Is
one
that the
right
one
there.
that bombed? Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't. I mean, obviously,
The new one looks good though. I was watching the trailer for that.
it does
There you
look good.
go.
I don't play this though. That's just for display.
Gotcha. Well, it's a good cover. Good cover art. I
It's
haven't
got that.
played since. I think I liked. What was the last one I had? It wasn't 19. What was the one with? I'm going back a
19 was
ways
great
now.
though.
19. Was that AJ on the cover or Seth?
19 was
Or
AJ.
neither? 19 was AJ. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's. I think that's the last one that I was really into. My stepson has one upstairs. That's I think last year's. It's last year Cena.
Yeah, 19. It's got AJ.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Seth
cool.
was 18.
Seth was 18. 18 was good too, but you didn't have. Did you have classic matches in that one? I don't think you did.
You mean
You couldn't
like
go back and like when you would do like the WrestleMania classic matches, you can go in and do all those. I don't think that was in there.
no.
I'm going back too far. I'm going way back with that, right?
Yeah. The showcase mode that had WrestleMania was
Showcase, that's what it was.
2K14.
14.
I have just
That's
about all of them. I've been collecting. I've been trying to get all the wrestling games and all the Call of Duties and all the Maddens. And yeah, that was 2K14. So it's been like 10 years since they've done a WrestleMania kind of showcase thing. And then last year they did Rey Mysterio, and the year before that, no, excuse me, last year was John Cena, and the year before that was Rey Mysterio.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But I remember
I
I
played
got
Prince of
20.
Persia.
I got 20 in a humble bundle for Steam, and I never could
Mm-hmm.
play it on the PC because it would just crash, and they never fixed
Oh,
it.
but you got a new PC now. You should be able to now.
No, it crashed because it was garbage. Like it was
Oh,
developed
okay.
bad. Yeah.
Oh,
Talk
okay.
about
Okay.
2K20.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about like maybe you didn't have the specs that could handle it. No, the game
Oh,
just
nah.
was trash. I gotcha.
Nah. I got a pretty good computer.
19-inch CRTV is what I had as a kid. Yeah, that sounds about right. Actually, I had this like little loft space in my parents' condo growing up, and they had like a TV stand mounted on the wall. It was like strapped up like they used to have in like the hospitals. I bet it's still up there to this day. I'll have to check that out one of these days.
Retromaniac said it. Royal Rumble on Genesis, the best wrestling game right there.
There it is. I got that from Shop Goodwill maybe like a year ago or so. I think I still have that. I usually
Probably
keep
got a
the
better
wrestling
price than I
games.
did.
Oh, I think I paid like $9, and it was that. It was like Sonic the Hedgehog, like 3, and some other random. I forget what the other one was. It was something useless though that you wouldn't want.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't even test it to see if it worked because I don't even have a Genesis. Do you have a Genesis?
Got the Retron 5.
That'll do it.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I have a bunch of games that I just have just because I have like a little floating shelf with like some old school Macho Man figures and stuff, and I'll put like the wrestling games up over there. But No Mercy, probably the best N64 game. I mean, I like WCW NWO Revenge because at that time that's what I was watching. But if I had to compare titles, No Mercy probably is the best one.
So I only have like one toy type of thing that sits on my desk, and since you brought it up,
Gotta have Macho Man.
got the Savage Randy here because it actually
There you
says
go.
Savage Randy on here.
Oh, does it? Is it
Yeah.
not officially licensed where they could?
I'm pretty sure it
Use
is.
the full-
I don't know why they did it backwards like that.
Yeah, that's weird. But
I have No Mercy
I
too.
got some.
It's up there. It's at the top. I don't know. You could kind of see it up there.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best one, with all the different match types and stuff too. But I don't know, WCW NWO Revenge would be a close second, if not, competing for best there for N64. And WrestleMania 2000 is a good one too. I like that too.
I have 2000 loose, and I just bought a CIB copy of Revenge, and it's getting shipped out to me soon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I got my kitty making an appearance here.
There you go. I usually have my dog sleeping in the corner. Anytime I turn the camera on, he takes off though. He doesn't want to be on camera. I just got a Randy Savage Slim Jim holder, actually. Wonderful viewer here on the channel actually sent it to me. It's actually mounted on my wall, but what's nice is you can just lift it off, like kind of like a picture frame.
Do you buy Slim Jims and put it in the holder?
I'm not a Slim Jim guy, but I'm a Macho Man Randy Savage guy, so I just have it there. And I was thinking I would use it as like a pen holder, but I didn't realize that the thing is massive. It's much larger than it looks like.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would have to put like those giant thick Sharpies in there, and even still, I'd probably like go down to like my elbow to get them out. So it's just a I don't know, something to look at next to my TV here.
Hell yeah, man. Those things
SmackDown,
are
Here Comes the
not
Pain. That's
cheap,
another
man.
good one. No, that one's, and that's the rare one that he sent me too. And I saw they go for like $250. So there's some cheaper ones out there. I
That's a
did not
little.
buy
That's
from
a lot.
TK Oldies because 250 it would be about 1250 over there on TK Oldies, and it
Wait,
would probably be like glued together and all that.
is DKOD doing a sale?
A collectible sale.
They're always on sale because that's their trick.
Yeah, yeah. I was just looking up prices the other day though, and somebody said they got a Dreamcast from them for, I forget what he said last week. If you're in here from last week and you bought a Dreamcast from them, let me know what you paid. But it was like oddly affordable. And then I looked it up and it's not at all what the prices are today. So he got a sweet deal on it. I feel like he paid like $150, which isn't outrageous for a Dreamcast.
That's pretty good for DK Oldies.
For DK Oldies, yeah. I mean, I think when I bought mine, it was like 120, but it came with like controllers and games and stuff. But yeah, for DK Oldies, I would think it would be like $200, and I think it's closer to that these days. But
Psycho, I like Fire Pro Wrestling. It's pretty good, especially if you do the management version.
have you ever played the Lucha one for PS3? It's actually pretty decent.
I haven't, but
Lucha,
I think I actually have that. I need to
yeah.
pop it in and see what's up.
It actually emulates pretty well too. If you have the PS3 emulator set up on anything, you can get the ROM, and it works pretty decent.
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
to double check that.
it's better than like the TNA game that they had for PS3. I think they had that for PS3.
I have that game. That's on.
Yeah.
I got it on 360.
360. Yeah, that's what I had it on originally, and I think it was for PS3 as well.
That's when they had
It might
Perk
even be
Angle.
for Wii. Yes.
Perk
Yep.
Angle.
And they had yep, that was that time. AJ's on there, Sting's on there, but I don't know, it's an awkward kind of game. But yeah.
I think the
Have you
problem
watched
with a
any
lot
of
of
the
those,
TNA stuff?
not in a long time. I was gonna say, I think the problem with all those other games is like they try not to have the same controls as SmackDown when they should
Yeah.
just do what SmackDown does.
Just do it, yeah.
Because then
it
people
works
would
for
be,
SmackDown.
yeah, because people would be more inclined to play it if it was like not difficult, you know. But everybody's used to SmackDown.
It's tough when it's the same type of game and everything's so different like that too. It's tough to get used to, and it kind of just makes you want to not play it. So
It'd
yeah,
be
I
like
totally agree with that.
it'd be like if a racing game came out and triangle was the gas button instead of the trigger or something, you know?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. It definitely would throw you off. And that's how emulation can be sometimes. If sometimes the default settings can just be a little wonky and you have to go in and manually change stuff. But yeah, you notice it when it's just awkward like that. Charles, I think Charles you're the one that bought the Dreamcast from DK Oldies. Where did you just buy another Dreamcast from?
You said $100 earlier too. I don't know if he was talking about
Oh,
the
okay.
Dreamcast, but
Oh, okay.
and Jim asked, "What's the best working PS4 emulator?" The best working PS4 emulator is a PS5.
Whatnot. Oh, so yeah, PS4. So a lot of times in like the game drives that we see loaded with games, we see like a PS4 and sometimes even a PS5 collection, but it's not true emulation. It's just like the PC version of those games. So I think that can be a little bit confusing for people.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's what that is usually. $70 on Whatnot. Nice.
that's pretty
Yeah,
good.
that's a sweet deal for sure.
I haven't had a bad experience on Whatnot, but then again, I only bought from one seller that I trusted because it was recommended to me by someone that I actually know. But I uninstalled it from my phone because they send notifications every time people go live that I follow, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna spend money on there ever again, probably.
That seems like that could be like the DoorDash or the that could
Yeah,
become a problem very quickly. So if you
Exa-
buy, I've never bought on there, but if you buy, like, say you go into somebody's live on there, do they like combine shipping, or do you pay like a set amount for like each additional thing?
So if you're buying like normal stuff, like I guess like games,
Mhm.
most of the time the seller will be like $8 is like the max you'll pay. So like if you
Oh,
buy a
okay.
Switch
Right.
game, it'll cost you like $5. But then if you buy the next game, then you just pay $8 total. And Whatnot has it real. I mean, the best part about Whatnot is the way that it has the payments and stuff set up. It takes it like immediately,
Oh,
and then
really?
like you
So
don't
you have
have
like
to
a
do
card on
anything
file?
else. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So like as soon
Okay,
as you win, it takes
that's
it
good.
and then emails them or notifies the seller that like here's the shipping address and all that. So you don't really have to do anything other than buy it, and then it shows up
Yeah,
at your house.
nice. Well, I feel like that's a good way to get stuff, unless you have like the resellers kind of combing through those, and they probably do that as well. But I feel like that would be a good way to find stuff at, as Charles got a pretty solid price point, because if
Yeah.
you're DK Oldies or any of the resellers, you could buy exactly the same thing that Charles bought for the same price, throw it on your website, and double your money easily, right? What is? Let me just see what DK. I think I did this last week, but what is DK Oldies getting for a Dreamcast right now? Because I've
Two.
sold the DK Oldies myself, not intentionally, but they bought acceptable 150, and it comes with, of course, third-party controller, and I'm sure all third-party cables and stuff too. That's a really weird-looking third-party controller.
Yeah, it
It's
looks more like
actually
an Xbox controller.
yeah, right, and it's yeah, totally with the D-pad and everything there. And is that not the most pixelated picture you've ever seen? Damn.
Yeah, I know. Like, I thought this was supposed to be a luxury retro gaming buying experience. Like, what the hell?
The Sega Dreamcast player pack is $199, and that looks like it comes with a original controller, but maybe it does because there's no,
Yeah, it
you don't have
says in
that
the
like drop
description
down
it
menu.
does.
Yeah, so okay, 199. So yeah, I mean they could buy up that for $75 and flip it, no problem.
And they got
Whether
the
it works or not,
PS2s for $200. Whether you buy a fat
damn.
one or a slim one, they're $200 plus the $30 upcharge for the original controller. So
Wow,
$230.
damn. Orlando, yeah, that's yes, the Mexican AAA wrestling game. It was good with the six-sided ring like TNA. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I liked it better than the TNA one for sure. But
I'm about to check my game eye and see if I have that game. I'm pretty sure I do.
it's pretty cool to jump into. I mean, I don't know most of the the wrestlers in there, but you know, it's still a fun game to dive into. I was actually playing. I tested out a mini PC with the original, or no, it was the second SmackDown title, which is it's not Shut Your Mouth. It's the one before that. One of the rings, not
SmackDown
just
2 Know
Ring
Your
It.
Role.
Know Your Role. That's what it was. I grew up playing that game. Love that game. I was playing as Kane, and Kane's brutal in that.
Got it right here.
There it is. Yep. Yeah, with Jericho, Taker, Rock, and Triple H.
Yep.
That's the one.
Actually, I have 2 copies of the first one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I think one of
that
them
was
might
good
be
too.
scratched up.
That was good too. It wasn't. The second one I think had better graphics. So I was always like, I would always get like the if a new one came out, I would get the first one because the first one would always drop in price. So
Yeah.
I was always constantly like one behind in everything for a good 20 years. I'm still behind and stuff. I still haven't played all the way through the latest Halo game.
Infinite?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, it's long and it gets boring at points. I absolutely loved
I'm
it.
right at the end, but I mean, it was like one of those, all right, I'm sick of it. I'm going to get back to it. And then just never did.
I
So,
did that with Spider-Man 2. Like I need to play that. I need to finish that game because it's great. I just like
yeah.
got burnt out on swinging around the city.
Yeah. That'll do it. That'll do it. Yeah. For me, my stepson has that one. So he's got the PS5 up in his room. And last thing we were playing together up there was the latest MLB game, which he just murders me in. So
Yeah.
we switched to Fortnite because, well, if we were playing against each other in Fortnite, he'd murder me at that too. But luckily, he does what you do and just carries me around the map for a while. So it works out.
You know how it is, man.
It is what it is.
You were clutching that one game though. We all went down and you had that ballistic shield and you were just popping people with the 9mm.
I feel like the ballistic shield cracks more now since the latest update, though. Have you experienced
Yeah.
that? I don't know. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
I don't
But
I try not to shoot them in the shield though, man. I just shoot them in the feet
yeah,
or get behind them if I can.
yeah. That's That's where I go wrong. Doesn't always work out. But I like that you have the suitcase now. That I've been having some
with
luck with
the
that.
minigun.
The the turret. Yeah, you get two of those and just drop them out, or you run up on people and they don't think you have anything because it can look like a pickaxe from afar.
Hmm.
Drop two of those, and before you even get your shotgun out, it's over. So that's what I've had some luck with. But
Jim says hopes to buy a PS5 Slim for his wife in September. She's a Final Fantasy fan and wants to get Final Fantasy 15. Well, hell, I tell you what, man,
nice,
the PS5 is pretty great, man.
it is. It
You
is.
should you
No,
should
I
give
thought
one
you,
away.
they got to send me one for that one. Although the
Yeah.
price has dropped, at least it's not what I paid for my stepsons a couple of years back. But
Did you let the
do you have a
resellers get
PS5?
you, man?
No, I got a guy that was auctioning one off for his daughter's softball team. But yeah, I paid a ridiculous amount. That's the story he gave me, so it made me feel good.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Actually,
I got a
prior to that,
PS5.
I bought one on eBay, and the guy had like all these good reviews, and he was like, "Oh, I'm going to send it out to you in a week." And then I noticed all his listings got taken down. I was like, "Fuck, I'm screwed on this." Luckily, you
Yeah.
get your money back, but you still have to wait like 30 days or whatever if they drag out the claim or whatever.
Hmm.
So yeah, he totally ghosted me on that. And I guess the scam is the process takes longer, and they can probably, if they have feedback, they can get their money before all, they can basically beat eBay to the money, and then eBay eats the money. But they
Yeah.
have to like go through that, that process of at least having 15 or 20 positive experiences first before the money gets unlocked. I don't know. Obviously they know some way to scam eBay, but this was going back a couple of years now.
Yeah.
Vader, the giveaways are actually all over. We did the last one at about 45
So
minutes ago now. So
yeah, close to it.
all the giveaways are done. But last one was Christopher Reed, who won the Kris CoolMod RetroBeast 2 terabyte light gun setup. And I will mention this while I have people still here because I think we're going to wrap this up in a minute. But I've got some giveaways for next week, and we're going to do at least 2 handhelds and probably a mini PC. So I got definitely some good ones for next week.
Sweet.
Um, yeah, so you have to come back and enter those because I know you're trying to get the handheld today. So we've got the RG35XX and the RG35XX Plus from Ambernick. So I'll do giveaways on both of those, and then I'm not sure which mini PC. I still got to review a bunch. So yeah, good stuff coming.
Hell
So,
yeah.
but I appreciate you spending time with us. You put in quite a bit of time. We did almost 2 hours here. So
Hey,
hopefully you
no
had
problem,
fun.
man.
It was a good time. We covered a lot of cheesecake and various other topics tonight, but it was a good vibe. We still got 73 of you guys in here, so thank you guys so much for showing up and liking the video. And if you didn't like it, make sure you hit like. But
Yeah, you're up to 155 likes right now, so you did pretty good.
perfect, perfect. Where do you see? Because you're looking at it the same place I am. Where are you seeing the likes?
Oh, I've got YouTube
Oh,
open
you
on
got
a
YouTube.
second
Oh, okay,
monitor.
gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay, all right.
because
Well,
the
you
I
had.
was noticing the comments came in faster that way.
That's why you're ahead of me. Okay,
Yeah, I
and
just
I
have
can
the
do that with
video
the.
paused.
Gotcha. Yeah, so the audio. Gotcha. All right. Well, I appreciate it, Steve, and everybody else that joined us again. So thank you guys so much, and you guys watching obviously keeps content creators going, like myself and Steve here. So if you haven't jumped over to his channel, Heck and Steve, jump over there, and you can hit subscribe. But let me get the direct link so I can save you guys the hassle of going over there and searching them up.
And thank you for having me on, man. I mean, you
No, of
reached
course
out
you
to
had.
me after you saw my videos like a year ago, and then you gave me a lot of tips to help me grow my channel and be a YouTuber. So, I can give you 2 hours.
Absolutely.
I can give you 3 hours, however many hours you want, man. You just
All
let
right.
me
Well,
know.
we'll do 5 more. We'll just ride this out.
I gotta give me some dinner. Yeah, I
I'm
just got
kidding.
off of
I'm
work
kidding.
right before we
No, but
started.
it's always a good vibe, and you've been a good friend for the last almost a year now, 11 months it seems since.
Yeah.
And we had to come full circle for those that are just joining us. We had Boomer Sauce come in, so if you're familiar with Boomer Sauce, and that's actually the video that brought Steve and I together 11 months ago. That was an interesting turn of events tonight. So definitely rewind this live stream if you're just joining us late tonight, because that was an interesting one. He joined us on the live chat. So, all right, well, I'm going to let you go, Steve. I'll let you guys go. Have a good rest of your Friday evening. Thanks for hanging with us, and we'll do it again sometime soon. And I'll be back next week as well with some more giveaways. So, take it easy, guys. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Take care.
Thanks, guys.